Sup nerds? Welcome to this week's episode of the Boss Battle Show, your weekly source where we break down the latest happenings in geek and gaming and all kinds of good stuff. I am your host with the most money in the world because I am running the biggest YouTube channel you've ever seen. Loaded! Got that Logan Paul money, murdering dead rats. Adam Ronin. Let's get weird. Alright guys, boom, bada, boom, boom, shkabang. We're gonna just jump right into the topics right now, and the first thing I want to talk about is some possible rumblings about what's happening with Metroid Prime. So at E3 2017 this last summer, Nintendo doing all the amazing stuff that they are doing, they're like, bam, Metroid Prime 4, to the excitement of a lot of you. Me, not so much, and we'll get into that here in a minute, but you know, they were like, hey, we're doing a new Metroid Prime. Everyone's heads blew off of their shoulders. There wasn't a lot of discussion on who was developing it, though. It wasn't first-party studios and Nintendo, but there wasn't really any word. However, rumors that are abound coming from reports on Eurogamer that Bandai Namco Studios in Singapore are now the ones behind the development on the game, with excommunicated members from the LucasArts team that were working on Star Wars 1313, which kind of sparked some interest in my mind because that's a game I was really looking forward to. They got the kibosh when LucasArts went kaplucked. Now, the reason this speculation came about was some mysterious profiles that people found on LinkedIn that kind of tied two and two together. So I kind of want to open up just a thing of discussion here because it's very exciting. Bandai Namco is really just killing it with games lately, and I know a lot of you are excited about Metroid Prime. Me, I didn't really get into the Metroid Prime games back on the Wii and stuff like that. They just didn't strike me because they would switch formats into an FPS style game when I was really a big fan of the side-scrolling Metroids. So notably, I didn't give it much of a chance. Now, I will give this a full-fledged chance because I'm a much different gamer than I was then. So I am excited to see Samus step back into the boots and kill some Metroids and maybe just punch Mother Brain in the face. But I'd like to know what you think. Are you a fan of the Metroid series? What do you think about the possibility of this developer being behind such things? Moving on. One thing I know you'll be stoked about is EVO 2018 is coming back, as you all know, as it always does in Las Vegas, Nevada, on the weekend of August 3rd through the 5th. And that's to be expected. But there were some other things that were expected that didn't quite come to fruition. So when they announced the lineup just this last week, there was a lot of rumblings and a lot of pissed off people and some not so surprised people, including myself. So the lineup for EVO 2018 is as follows, in case you don't know, which I'm sure you already do. We have Street Fighter V, shocker, shocker. We have Smash Brothers Melee, not so shocker. Smash Brothers Wii U, not so shocker. Injustice 2, Guilty Gear, XRD Rev 2, Tekken 7, the newly released Dragon Ball FighterZ, as well, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. So those are your main tournament games. But what is missing from that, you have to wonder? Well, there is a pretty big title that released not so long ago by the name of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is notably absent from all the tournament games at EVO 2018. And that is a big point of discussion amongst all of you and ourselves here, because it was kind of a shocker, but also not much, because Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was not revered the way that it should have been. It disappointed a lot of players. I thought it was pretty fun. Obviously the visuals were lacking, but that's not really what makes the game. The game played fun, but with the going back to the 2v2, omitting a lot of the characters that you were all very excited about, it ultimately just fell flat for a lot of consumers. And the sign-ups at other tourneys around the United States were very small. Like, you would go there and it'd be like less than 20 people would sign up for it to compete. So it's not a surprise that there wasn't any interest for Marvel vs. Capcom, but I do feel for the Marvel players that got shafted at this. They left out of the blue there. And I also want to kind of touch base on the fact that there's two interesting things here. So within the lineup that we have, there's 3 Arc System games. And then that's really telling of what kind of hold they have over the genre at the moment. And they're really killing it with their games, with XRD, BlazBlue, and Dragon Ball FighterZ. All 3, I haven't played BlazBlue, but all 3 are amazing titles probably. Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball FighterZ especially were just top-notch tag team battle fighters that I couldn't think could have been any better, minus the ridiculous menu systems that I was not a fan of. But they have a significant hold on what's going on in the industry right now for fighting games, especially at EVO 2018, where they've got 3 of their big titles on the main stage. It's interesting to see. I also think it's very interesting to see that we're still, and it doesn't surprise me, but we're yet another year where Melee is the big forefront for Smash. And I guess I get it, because the audience is there, the player base is huge there, and that's really what the fans want. They want to play more Melee. I couldn't be less interested in Melee as a game, because I like new, fresh titles. I wish that the fan base would just gravitate more towards the things that are current and happening now, much like Super Smash Bros. Wii U, which is there, but I think it's weird to have two Smash games on the main lineup there. It is what it is, but I know that when we were watching EVO 2016, Smash took forever to watch. Now we're going to have to watch two Smash games in the finals that are going to take longer than I'd be more excited to watch, though I do love Smash. But it would be interesting to see if that crowd could move on to a new game, if they do a new Smash Bros. For the Switch, what that would entail, if they could just nail down that gameplay that people love so much from Melee. Maybe we could finally see that game retire into the past where I think it belongs. I know that's a controversial opinion because the Smash community is so dead set on Melee, and it is a great game, but it's like, I don't go to EVO and expect to be playing Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. Like, obviously I've moved past, I get that games are current now, so I wish that that particular crowd would move into the new things, but maybe they're just not making the Smash games that they are comfortable playing at a competitive level. I don't know, I'm not super into the community, but I'd love to know what you think about it in the comments below. Moving on to the next topic. The next topic is just something we're going to touch on briefly because I want to get your opinions on it, as I know a lot of you are PC gamers, and there's a lot of reports right now that the GPUs, especially the GTX 1070, are skyrocketing in price due to cryptocurrency mining. From things that I've been reading, like on The Verge and stuff like that, the GTX is generally $380, that is now skyrocketing in price due to reselling for upwards of $700-800 because of the cryptocurrency mining that people are doing right now. Now, thoughts and opinions on cryptocurrency aside, that's really irrelevant here. Obviously, it's a very fluctuating market. I don't have a lot of knowledge or opinions on how it works, but the notion of mining for cryptocurrency I always find is very interesting, just the technology behind it and the amount of GPUs that you would need stacked up to do these types of things, because cryptocurrency miners use like the stack of GPUs to do mathematical equations and computing power that are needed to like authenticate these weird payments for cryptocurrency mining, because there's a finite amount of like Bitcoin out there, so they have to do these particular things to try to mine the coin out. Don't even ask me to try to describe that. I couldn't even begin to understand the process behind it, but I do know that it is affecting PC players because of that skyrocketing price. You know, when they're going to need several 1070s to make their mining a possibility, that does create a shortage of product. We all know how that kind of works, especially Nintendo's doing their shortages all the time. So you know as a consumer what shortages can do to your wallet. I would like to know if you as a PC gamer have experienced any of those types of things, and open a dialogue with me in the comments below or on Twitter, because it's interesting to me. It's not affecting me because I'm not a PC gamer, I'm not out buying these cards, but when I was reading about it I thought that's a very interesting thing that's happening right now. Especially, I'd like to know if perhaps if you are investing in Bitcoin and these types of things, how that's affecting you now with the crashes, and if you are a miner, maybe kind of divulge a little bit about how that works. But love to get your take on it. Let me know what you think, guys. But at the moment, let's talk about something that I'm a little bit more passionate about, which is red shit. I have recently, as you know, found a new obsession with SH FiguArts figures. So we just did that Ryu review a couple weeks ago, and so now I'm just like, I gotta have all these SH FiguArts. And then when you bridge the two worlds of high quality toys, and then Batman, Samurai, Feudal Japan, Ninja Batman into the same world, there is almost nothing cooler to me. It doesn't get any better than that. So back at Comic-Con this last 2017 in July, when they announced the anime version of Batman, to me, that was the pinnacle of what animation could be like, and I'm very excited for that when it launches this June. But then when SH FiguArts is going to release a Batman figure and a Joker figure for this, you gotta believe that my level of hype was through the roof. It was just like, whoosh. If you could see my boner right now, it'd be like coming up like a snake. Batman. And that is just, they're not out yet. They're probably going to be coming out in June, and they're not going to be hard to find. It's going to be just like every other SH FiguArt that you can find. Probably going to retail for $54, give or take. But I have to showcase these if you haven't seen them, because they're everything that I want to be as a human being in a form of plastic. Batman, Samurai, and Ninja anime. guys, let's get fucking real. It's ridiculous. Super cool. So that is this week's Rad Shit Showcase, because it doesn't get any better than those things. So guys, that wraps up this episode of the Boss Battle Show. Let me know what you think about the Evo lineup. Let me know what you think about Metroid Prime. Let me know what you think about cryptocurrency mining in the comments below. Let's open a dialogue. Get me on Twitter. Get Gordy at Twitter. And guys, let's just get weird. Let's get strange. Insane in the membrane.
Inside in the brain.
Down, left, right, left, right.